Hi students, I hope all are safe in this pandemic situation. Stay safe in your home, start to study and see all the videos. Today I am going to teach 9th standard biology. Next lesson, the flower. So what is flower? Flower is in reproductive parts of all the plants. Okay, it's in major parts of plants. Produce number of male and female gametes involved for here next progeny or next generation. Structure of bisexual flower. What is bisexual? Both male gamete bearing pollen grains, sperm cell, as well as female gamete bearing pistil or which one carpel present same flower is called bisexual flower. So this unisexual, bisexual. Unisexual means sexes are differ because male and female gamete bearing the parts are present in different plant, male plants, female plants, but here same plants presence of both male and female gametes bearing parts. Flower is a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified into floral structure. Okay, so flower is a specialized shoot. What is specialized? The plant suppose completed photoperiodism or light and dark reaction. Dark reaction is ready to develop a different flower. We know for some other plants to flower too long times later, after 6 months, even 10 months, even 3 months, suppose completed. Because that period is called a photoperiod, completing light and dark reaction, and plants get ready to reproduce, develop a different flower. So flower is a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified. Flower is a leaf modified part is called a floral leaves. Okay, so leaves are modified into floral leaves are called a flower. First of all, there is a stalk. Okay, flower consists of a stalk is called a pedicel, which is support the flower. Some flowers may be without stalk or called sessile. Okay, example for here acanthus, some other plants without any flower stalk is called a sessile flower. So pedicellated flower, sessile flower, two type of flower. What is pedicellated flower? The flower consists of a prominent stalk or developed stalk. So this stalk fixed firmly with the help of the plant. It's one very good supportive part of plant flower. Some other plants without any stalk, there is no any other stalk or attaching points, but flowers are directly attached with the main stem or peduncle. The tip of the flower stalk may be expanded to form a cup shaped receptacle or thalamus. Okay, so this the flower stalk at the tip presence of a cup shaped part is called a receptacle or thalamus. Okay, next slide we have a flower diagram. I will show you once more. Next, the floral parts. Here I show you the flower. The flower consists of a stalk. This is called a pedicel. The pedicel will be attaching little swollen part is called a receptacle or thalamus. Okay, then flower consists of some floral whorls are called first whorl calyx made up of sepal. Second whorl is called corolla made up of a petal. The third whorl is called this is a yellow part is called androecium made up of a stamen, and innermost whorl is also called as gynoecium. Okay, female reproductive parts, production of an ovary and ovule. Okay, so here consists of an 4 whorl: outer calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Is come for here tetramerous flower. Tetra means 4, merous means whorls. First whorl, second whorl, third whorl and fourth whorl. This parts of a flower. First whorl, green sepal. Okay, I gave you is a green color. Sepal is a look like a leaf like color are called a sepal. Green color sepal made up of an green color parts of calyx made up of a sepal. Second whorl is comes under brightly colored corolla. Okay, made up of petals. Okay, this come for brightly colored, either red or yellow or orange or any color. Some of the plants flower is so attractive with the help of this petals. So corolla is a second whorl. is made up of petals, is brightly in color. Third wall, these are stamens, okay, yellow part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, it's come for here, 5 stamens, 6 stamen, 10 stamen, and which one, many stamens, okay. So third wall, these are stamens named androecium. So stamen usually completely are called androecium. Androecium is made up of stamens. Stamens consist of thread-like filament and anther. Here consists of a long stalk-like part is called a filament, and which one, anther lobe present for here, okay, microsporangia or anther lobe. Then fourth wall, female parts gynoecium, because innermost wall is called gynoecium, centrally located pistil that may be formed as a single female unit, okay. So the fourth wall is called gynoecium, consists of pistil or carpel, okay. Here it's called as an ovary composed of an pistil or carpel, sometimes monocarpellary, bicarpellary, some number going to given, only one seed, example mango seed, mango fruit, only one seed, come for monocarpellary, and bicarpellary, 2 seeds, tricarpellary, 3 seeds, and many carpel, example for guava fruit, brinjal, there comes under a kind of an multicarp. So here fourth wall are called the female parts of gynoecium, centrally located because it's an innermost wall, okay. This innermost wall made up of a pistil that may be formed of a single female unit are called gynoecium. Then complete and incomplete flower, okay. So what is complete flower? All the floral walls are present, the same flower is called complete. Example, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. If anyone is absent, they are called incomplete, either absence of androecium or absence of gynoecium, but presence of a calyx, corolla, androecium, but no gynoecium. Then a complete flower is one which contain all the floral structure. What are the floral structure? First of all is come for calyx, or first of all called bract, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. If it is present, they are called a complete flower. Any one lack, they are called incomplete. One or more set of floral structures are missing. Missing means absent. The flower is called incomplete or imperfect. So here complete flower is called a perfect flower. Perfect or complete flower, incomplete or imperfect flower. So what is imperfect? Any one or more set of floral structure are called either bract or calyx or corolla or androecium or gynoecium. Any one or two will be missing are called incomplete flower or imperfect flower. The essential, then here the flower consists of two important parts are called essential parts and non-essential parts. The essential parts of flower are those that are directly concerned with the reproduction. What are they? Androecium and gynoecium. We saw already the flower, innermost and third layer, okay. In third and fourth wall is come for here, androecium, gynoecium is called essential wall because both are produced male and female gamete, okay. They are called reproduction. The non-essential walls are called calyx and corolla. It's made up of sepals and petal. Parts are simply the helping parts which either protect the reproductive parts, okay. So the non-essential walls are called calyx and corolla. It is simply helping the parts of the reproduction is called non-essential. The petals and sepals are undifferentiated together are called perianth, okay. Sometimes this calyx and corolla or petals and sepals do not differentiate, come for undifferentiated or called perianth. The perianth is non-green, it is described as petaloid. Some of the plants, this non-green colored perianth is called petaloid, petal-like, okay, non-green. The perianth is green like the sepals, it is described as a sepaloid perianth, okay. Sepaloid perianth means sepals are usually attractive, okay. So the perianth is green like the sepal, it is described as sepaloid perianth. Next, bract, parts of flower, and here is given for here 3 parts. Flower is called a bract, okay. This is called a flower, parts of an plant flower. Then the attractive part, otherwise greenery part, is called a bract. When a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, this structure is known as bract. Okay. Before formation of a flower, one small scaly appendage or attractive parts of the flower is called bract. When a flower arises in the axil, sometimes to form small hair-like appendage, sometimes to little larger in size, look like a flower, corolla-like. Okay, leaf-like structure. This structure is known as bract. Bract may be green like ordinary leaves, or at times they are colored. Sometimes colored, sometimes non-colored. Usually without any color. Then nectaris. Nectaris we know for production of some honey. Is given one plants going to given for here. Some floral words such as for calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. At the base of an pistil or female gamete of the region of one small expandable part is called a nectary producing. Honey producing glands are called a nectary glands, or called a nectaries. Most flower produce a sweet fragrance liquid called nectar. Okay, because most of the flower, okay, many more number of flower plants, those plants especially those plants reproduce, not reproduce, pollinate through by cross pollination. Okay, depends upon some agents. Okay, those plants depends upon some agents or cross pollination. Cross pollinated flower produce more number of sweet liquid, or called a nectar. Nectaries are situated usually at the base of the pistil or on the base of the petal. Okay, at the base of the petal or at the base of the pistil, presence of a nectaries or honey bearing gland are called nectar glands. The nectars attract insects like honeybees for cross pollination. So it explained already. Those plants flower involved for cross pollination, especially which one? Bees pollination. Okay, entomophyllae. Those plant flower produce more honey, and this honey the bees are going to collect, but we are going to use it for here commercial purpose. Honey, very good nutritive compound, and medicinal purpose we are going to use it for here honey. And this honey production of an flowers and collect with the help of an honey bees, and they are going to use it for here for their own offspring and for their future, but we are going to use it for medical and nutritive purpose. Sexuality in flower. What is sexuality? Unisexuality, bisexuality, and the flower will be a sexual part. The anthers of the stamens produce pollen from the male cells. Okay, the male reproductive parts produce stamen, commonly called androecium, and this androecium produces number of stamens. Stamens consist of an anther lobe. Anther lobe produce number of an microsporangia or microspore. The ovary of the carpel bears the ovule which enclose the egg cell. Female reproductive parts are called the gynoecium, or gynoecium consists of an carpel or pistil or egg cell. A flower which contain both stamens and carpels is called bisexual. I explained already. Bisexual means both inner walls are called stamens and carpel, or androecium, gynoecium presence of same flower is called bisexual. A flower which has only one of these parts, that is called unisexual. Okay, so those plants, example for staminate flower, pistillate flower. Next down is given for here. A unisexual flower which contain only the stamens is called male or staminate flower. Very, very important. Bisexuality, unisexuality, and staminate flower. Staminate flower means the flower consists of an calyx, corolla, and androecium or stamen. Okay, it's called staminate flower. A flower which contain only the carpel is called female or the pistillate flower or flower. Next is called pistillate flower. What is pistillate flower? The flower consists of an bract, calyx, corolla, and pistil or gynoecium. Okay, but absence of androecium. Okay, male reproductive parts is present. That's called a female plant. It is called a female plant, and above one is called a male plant, because male plants means presence of a stamen or staminate flower. Okay, male gamete bearing parts are present. Those flowers is called staminate flower or male flower. Those plants producing female gametes are called a female flower or presence of a gynoecium. Then general description of the floral parts. Okay, so now we will learn for here the floral parts such as calyx, corolla, androecium, and initium. We will study one by one. Number one is called the calyx. Okay, calyx is come for first whorls of flower. Outermost whorl is in green in color. It is given for here greenery part of the rose plant. Presence of calyx is made up of sepal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is come for here polysepalous. Polysepalous means free sepal. Okay, the sepal will be free. One more is called a gamosepalous, united sepal. Sepals will be united to form small cup-like part or tube-like or dumbbell shape. The sepals may be free polysepalous or fused to gamosepalous. So what is gamosepalous? All the sepals usually join together to form small bell-shaped structure. A second series of sepals called episepals or collectively called epicalyx. Okay. Then some other plants below the calyx, again one more roll of episepals are called the epicalyx. The flower opens, the sepal may fall off or persist. Okay. Some other plants, whenever the flower will be open, this calyx will be just can fall off, otherwise persistent. Persistent calyx, good example, brinjal and pomegranate. Okay, just remember the both plants. Pomegranate at the top of the fruit was small, which one flappy part is called a permanent calyx, are called a persist. Persist means permanent. Okay, and one more is called a brinjal. The brinjal fruit at the top presents a green color, one small lid-like part. That part is called persistent calyx. Second part is called corolla. Is given for corolla, is attractive parts. This is also present corolla. Corolla made up of a lot of petals. Okay, so this petals also gamopetalous, polypetalous. Come for here polypetalous because petals will be free and many more number. Poly means many. Gamopetalous means limited number, but all the petals will be joined together one by one. Okay, it's a small cup-like part, dome shaped structure. The petals are generally arranged in a single whorl, but sometimes there may be a double whorl. Okay, petals normally only one whorl, example hibiscus, and many whorl, example for here rose plant flower. Okay, then they may be free polypetalous or united gamopetalous. Okay, what is polypetalous? Here is an example for your rose plant. This rose. This rose usually all the petal will be free nature. They come for polypetalous. Here is will be attached one by one. Okay, as a petal will be attached one by one small tube-like part. Okay, they come for corolla. Next, androecium. Androecium consists of stamen, many more number, sometimes limited number. They come for monoadelphous, diadelphous, polyadelphous. Anther stamens consist of filaments and anther. Okay, so this anther, if you take a cut section, we will find out butterfly shaped structure consists of pollen sac and pollen grains inside. Stamens consist of long filaments and anther attached to its extremity. The anther is usually two-lobed. Each lobe has two pollen sac contains pollen grains. In androecium, stamens may be free or joints. Okay, so androecium is an male third whorl or male reproductive parts of all the plants, either bisexuality or unisexual flower presence of the stamens. Stamens consist of filaments and anther, usually two-lobed but 4 microsporangia. Okay, the two-lobed microsporangia presence of pollen grains and pollen sac. Each lobe has two pollen sac containing pollen grains. Androecium stamens may be free or joined. With the help of this joint group, they are divided into monoadelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous. Monoadelphous means only one bundle. Diadelphous means 9 plus 1 arrangements. 9 stamens, 1 bundle. Androecium sheath, 10th stamens will be free. Polyadelphous means group of stamens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, polyadelphous. Poly means many. Monoadelphous stamens are united in one group by their filaments. Anthers are free. Example China rose. Okay, so here only one group of stamens. Okay, either one or many number, but all the stamens more or less similar. Here come for monoadelphous. Mono means one, adelphous means one bundle. So this bundle suppose presents one stamens or group of stamens. Example, China rose. Then diadelphous, the filaments are unite in two bundle. Here's a two bundle, okay, because one bundle only one stamen, other bundle presence of a group of stamens, okay, they're called the diadelphous. Example P, 9 stamens form a staminal tube while one is free, 10th stamens is free, okay, 9 plus 1, they come for here diadelphous. Then polyadelphous, the filaments are unite in several group. Example bombax. So here is given polyadelphous means group of stamens will be form some bundle. Okay, so the filaments are unite in several group. Example bombax. Bombax is a group of an plants presence of poly. So three group of stamens depends upon the joining. Okay, monodelphous, diadelphous, polyadelphous. So what is monodelphous? Only one group of stamens. Here consists one stamens or many stamen. Diadelphous means two bundle, 9 plus 1. Polyadelphous, bundles of stamens presence in bombax mori or a kind of plants. So next part is called gynoecium. It's a female gamete bearing part or called pistil, commonly called pistil or carpel. Gynoecium consists of three parts are called stigma, style and ovary. Inside the ovary presence of an ovule. Okay, it's a clear picture going to be given for here. Stigma is a landing place of pollen grains. Style will be allow inside through pollen tube. Pollen tube will be allow inside and entry of an ovary through by micropyle. Gynoecium is also called pistil. Each carpel consists of three parts. Okay, each gynoecium consists of three parts are called stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is a terminal knob-like part. Okay, stigma is a knob-like part. It serves as the landing place for pollen during pollination. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, and this pollen grains are going to lodged or collected the surface of a stigma. Stigma able to involve for here collecting pollen grains, come for landing place of pollen grains. Next part is called style. Style is a tubular slender stalk which connect the stigma to the ovary. So style is this long part. First part is called the stigma. Is a landing place for pollen during pollination. Second part is called a little expanded part is called a style, and this style will be allow for pollen tube as well as connecting link between stigma to the ovary. Ovary is the swollen basal portion composed of one or many carpel. Okay, one or many carpel. The inner cavity of the ovary containing a number of rounded bodies, the ovules. The ovary attaching the ovule to the wall of the ovary is called placenta. Okay, so ovary is an important part of in all the flower, because this ovary only mature to formation of fruits and seeds also. Fruit bearing plants, seed bearing plants produces with the help of this part of a plant is called a gynoecium or ovary. Okay, ovary is a swollen part at the basal part composed of one or many carpel. Okay, one to many carpel. One carpel, example mango plants, mango fruit. The inner cavity of the ovary containing a number of rounded bodies. Okay, different shapes, sometimes oval or round shaped or oblique nature. Different shape of an ovule presence inside. The ovules to the wall of the ovary is called placenta. So in all the ovules attached with the ovary, the process is called a placenta. Okay, placenta means attaching tissue in between ovarian wall, okay, ovary wall as well as the carpel or seeds. Seeds will be attached with the help of this ovarian wall is called a placenta. Sometimes asked what is placenta? What is placentation? The phenomenon of attachments of ovary wall and seed or ovule is called a placenta or placentation. Next, inflorescence and placentation. So what is inflorescence? Okay, group of flower. Okay, the flower usually two types are called a solitary flower and a group of flower. Okay, single flower is called a solitary flower. Example, hibiscus, rose plant is come for rose, also come for China rose and wild rose or comes under solitary flower. other group of flower. Example for here, neem tree, mango tree is presence of an inflorescence. What is inflorescence? Inflorescence is a mode of arrangements of flower on axis of the plant. Okay, here group of flower arranged in certain manner is called inflorescence. Some type is going to be given for a racemose type, cymose type, special type, and mixed type of inflorescence. A flower may be arranged in several different way in different plants. Okay, so the flower may be arranged in several different ways in different plants is called inflorescence. Number one is called racemose inflorescence. Given for here, a lot of flower will be arranged at the base to the tip of inflorescence axis, and the older flower arrays at the base and young flowers at the top is come for racemose inflorescence. Single either at the apex of the main stem or at the terminal apex at the lateral branches. Okay, at the apex of the terminal branch, otherwise terminal apex or the main stem presents a number of flowers is called racemose. In the axil of the leaves, sometimes at the axil of the leaves produce number of flower, either one or group. They come for here racemose inflorescence. Corymb inflorescence, it is again for here is an compare peduncle and pedicel flower stalk, but the pedicel length is different. Okay, so lengthy pedicel, very short pedicel, but all the flowers are in same level. Okay, same level is called corymb. Corymb inflorescence, growing out from the axil of different leaves, reaching the same level, making a cluster. Okay, so growing out from in axil of different leaves to produce, but all the flowers are will be arranged in same level, making a cluster is comes under corymb inflorescence. Then third type is called a head inflorescence. Example, tridax and some other plants, tridax procumbens, they come for head inflorescence. Here the receptor will be flattened. Here consists of a number of floret. Okay, this is called a floret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also presence of a number of flowers are called a flower, small flowers. Head inflorescence. The axis is laterally flattened, so the main axis will be laterally flattened, making a disc as a flower or the center and oldest in the periphery. So young flowers at the middle, and older flowers are raised at the periphery, at the edges of the head inflorescence comes under which one inflorescence. Then ovules turn into seed in the mature fruit. Okay, because ovary convert into fruit, ovule convert into seed. Okay, because these seeds are called future plant generative parts are called a seed. Okay, so seed usually developed with the help of an ovule, and fruit formed through by ovaries. Okay, that's all today topic. The lessons also I think over. We'll learn next lesson. I hope all are understood the topic. Learn well, see that videos and watch many more time. Take notes with my PPT notes with the drawing also. Thank you.